Good afternoon. It is June 6th and the solar thermo panel is toast again. You can see down here, this used to be 1/2-inch board, 3/4. That was 3/4 melamine. That's the stuff with the plastic coat on it, the top and bottom. The sides are just exposed. I did dump about 4 cans of spray paint into trying to seal the outside of that, before I snugged it up against the house, and it obviously did not do its job because it expanded to about 1.5 inches, and this completely sagged and separated from the unit, and it pulled the 2x4 with it, so this glass is just, so this needs work. It works so much efficiently when it's relatively airtight and it gets that greenhouse effect. There's currently 350 foot of hose in this. I've got another 100 foot there. It's going to be tight, but I'm going to try to snug. I don't know. I might have to remove a 50 footer. We'll see. We'll see. I might have to change how I coil this. Start with a smaller loop. I don't know. I'm going to try and get another 100 foot into this, but I'm going to rebuild a completely brand new one except for the glass top. I paid a lot for that glass, so that's coming with, that's transferring over. And then for our base, we're going to use this weather barrier system. It comes sealed. This doesn't need to be covered by anything. Like if you were building a building with this, you don't have to put Tyvek. You would just snug them up and tape your seams. So I have Tyvek tape, so I'm going to wrap that around all the way on the outside and fold it over. And then this is going to be the bottom side, so that'll go bottom down because that obviously was absorbing its moisture from the bottom and the sides, so that'll stop it from doing that. And I'm going to make 2 frames, 2 rectangles out of new 2x4s, new straight 2x4s, one for underneath it, and then we'll do similar with the legs. Almost the same design with the legs. Honestly, I could reuse those, but I don't know the condition of them. It's been here for 3 years, so I just got new lumber just in case. I didn't want to have to stop in the middle of a project once I was, once I was going. I don't like stopping and having to go to the store for another thing. So I'm gonna do 2 rectangle squares, one to support the OSB, so because they've all done the same thing. They start sagging on the outside and they just come apart. So build up that frame for underneath it, and that'll be a floor. Anything I can salvage from that will, box this in a little bit tighter. Put stand up 1 2x4 by itself and then run the legs on that, and that'll give it just a slight angle. And then on the underside is just regular OSB. So I'll have my tape flipped over on that, build my second rectangle on top of that. That's where the glass will sit and the hose will go inside of, and paint the whole thing. I got 2 turbo cans of black. That should be enough to cover one 4x8 board, and if it's not, I think I got more black laying around here somewhere. And if there's any extra, I will hit the outsides and try and seal that. Maybe I'll even use like an actual exterior sealer instead of just paint, because paint just kind of peels off of wood on the outside, so maybe some kind of exterior sealer would be better. Even just frickin' waste oil, once it's all put together, and the glass is glued down, rubbing the outside with waste oil would help keep the bugs off of the fresh 2x4s and keep moisture out of it. So I'm gonna get started. I got a lot to do. I may as well just start building this one before I even think about ripping that apart, because I'm gonna try and get it close and then slide the hose over without hopefully disturbing it too much, because that's actually, believe it or not, that was kind of a pain in the ass to get that to lay down nicely. But all right, time to get to work. See if I can find a tripod and time lapse some of this. Okay, so base is done. This will be the underside. It'll sit on those skis more or less, and just a little off angle because the sun rides so high, you know, in the summer. It's really the only time we can use it. So get this guy flipped back over and paint my floor. And I don't know, I got some long 4-inch screws. Maybe I'll drive this right into that, because my normal construction screws aren't going to be long enough, you know, because I stood them up the long way. But stronger that way, and it gives me more room to sit my hose in. If I laid them down, I'd lose that, 3.5 inches overall. So, all right, I'll keep going. Alrighty, camera overheated, so I skipped a couple steps recording anyways, but I didn't stop working. I built my top frame, got everything painted, and holy cow, are these turbo cans awesome. One can painted almost the entire floor except for just a little spot, and the other can finished that up and went all the way around and did the inside edges. So this thing is gonna get hot. Once I put a window on top of it, this is gonna get seriously hot. And now it should be sealed from all sides. So it's gotta work better. I've got 5-inch screws cornered and halfways going through into the next 2x4. So structurally, it's actually really damn strong now. And the underside is essentially built like a wall. No, it's not 16 on center, it's 25 on center, but that's as strong as your roof, so it should be able to hold this rope. Plus, man, I really it's not going to be easy getting squishing this down. I'm gonna have to basically unravel the whole thing and tighten up my inside quite a bit, and then I still got about 4 or 5 inches to wrap on the outside. So I'll make it happen, but I'm probably gonna have to do it the hard way and undo everything. So I ran out of paint doing this edge, but I'm not worried about that because sun will never hit that, so hell with it. Good enough. All the surface area that the sun is going to hit is blacked out, and I got a good coat all the way around the outside, so that'll just help waterproof it. And then 2 tubes of exterior construction adhesive, so once my hose is transferred over, that's out of there. This is back in place. I'll squish all 2 tubes of that and set the glass just like that one. I'm gonna have to cut a little notch, probably put it right here, so I'm not hitting any screws. Well, then I'll have to drive, I don't know, I'll figure it out. I'll find another screw or 2. I know I got more of those 5-inchers, so I don't want it moving around, but then I can run my hose out the side, put a little spray foam in there to seal it back up, get it relatively airtight, so you really get that greenhouse effect. The solar is one thing, but with the greenhouse effect, it's just exponentially hotter and hotter and hotter. So sun's behind some clouds, but I think it's supposed to clear up. I don't wanna, it's still technically heating right now, so I don't want to mess with the hot water system right now. I was gonna wait until the sun gets a little bit lower in the sky, or at least till it gets past this tree, and pretty much from there through the rest of the evening, this kind of shuts down and doesn't do much. So I'm gonna give it another hour, give the paint a little bit more time to dry, let the tank get as hot as possible. Then I can go in the basement, close all my valves. I got 4 valves that I gotta close so I don't lose any water, and I can disconnect this up here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to uncoil it, so I'll just slide that out, flip this old frame out of there, carefully lean the glass up on the truck or something, and move this guy in, and I can start finagling my hose in there, and that's going to be a royal pain in the ass, but I'll get it. And that extra 100 feet is going to make a big difference. That's That's almost 1/3 more heating capacity. So, you know, surface area that the sun is going to hit. This is going to get the water like hot. The water today, this morning was, I believe it was 76 degrees, and I just checked it, and we're over 110, and I ran the dishes, so we're doing good today. So I don't want to mess with it, not yet. Let it get a little bit hotter, and the girls can have enough hot water, bathe and do girl stuff, and I'll just keep working. And I'll get a nice scalding hot bath tomorrow. So wait a little bit, and then I'm gonna get some more work done. All right, sun's not coming back out. I went and depressurized the system, shut all the valves off. We're gonna lose a little bit of water because there will be some pressure left over in the hose when I split the two lines. Got my glass over there. Man, that was heavy. I forgot how heavy that was. That should be a two-person job. That's I'll wait till I got a helper to set it back on there, but I think I can yank this hose off of here. And sitting here thinking about it, yeah, there's absolutely no way I can just add one length of hose. It just doesn't work that way. I have to, well, you'll see. I have to pull the whole thing out, basically stretch it, add the length, find the halfway point, fold it in half, and start at the center. Right here is half, the halfway point of the entire length of however many hoses I have in here. I forgot. But the total length, that's the halfway point. You got to start with your halfway point. So I'm just going to have to pinch this way tighter to try and get another 100 foot in there. And see, I spiraled the two, so on and so on. And to get them to all lay down nicely, it's a total pain in the ass. So I'm gonna pull it, disconnect it, pull it, stretch it all the way out, add my length, then I'll have to pull it again to find the halfway point, reverse it, and start trying to coil it into this one. And it sure gains a lot of weight when you got, well, that'll be 450 foot of hose in it. Fortunately, it'll be all drained. While it's full of water, that's stupid heavy. That was really hard to get that up on the rocks so I could get behind it, cut my ceiling silicone line to get the glass out of there. That took a lot of effort. So, and there's no way I'm getting this back without a helper. So I'm gonna have to contract some help. But I'm gonna get to it. Okay, she's in place. The old hunk of shit is gone. I got lines connected. It didn't work out any good way to wrap it around the generator, so I kind of just did a figure 8 right here, and that actually works. It fits. I'm okay with it. I got water flowing through it, turned the pump on, opened the valves, and pressurized the line. Obviously there's going to be a ton of air in 450 foot of hose, so it's going to take a little bit. I got all the faucets open, burping out the air that enters the tank. You can see it's trying to grow, and a little bit of that is fine. I'm okay with that, but I just don't want the whole thing to lose form. Can only do so much about all of it. I should be able to pull some of these screws. Oh, I had a feeling that was going to happen. Well, let me get you on the tripod. I think that's forming a kink right there. It might have been too tight of a start. Oh, I see water somewhere. While there's air in it though, the air can push out of the gaskets and that'll make it leak. Yeah, that's just air burping out. It's gonna do that. I'm going to have to let this inner circle open up a little bit. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I knew it was going to grow. I think we're good. If there was any major problems, we'd be seeing them right now. I'm just going to let it run, do its thing, let the air burp out of the, I'll probably let it run for a solid 15-20 minutes, and yeah, that's going to kill all the hot water that I made today, but it cooled down real nice, so maybe I'll switch it back over to the wood system and throw a couple logs in, light a fire, and then let the sun do her magic, see what she does tomorrow. So we'll end it off there for today, and let's see what it does tomorrow. Alright, we're back out here. It is the following day. Yesterday I didn't get the lid back on it till late in the afternoon. I didn't get the solar panel hooked up, so I had the pump. I didn't get the pump running until late. So it really wasn't a good representation of what this thing can do. It did get up to like 107 yesterday, but I only had the pump running for a little bit. Oh yeah, she's starting to get hot. So it's like 10:30 right now, and let's just go check water temp real quick. So we ran 2 showers last night and then the dishes this morning, so we are down to 74.5. I got the line from the solar panel hooked up to the pump, so let's check back at about 4:35 when the solar panel stops. When the pump stops, the sun is no longer heating, so it's a nice little automatic system. So we'll see you in about 5 hours. Alright, just a quick update. It is like 2:30 in the afternoon. So remember, we were at 74.5. Come on, focus. We're at 10, basically 107. And that temp sensor is actually on the pipe going out, so the water's probably a little bit hotter yet, but the incoming water is way hotter than the outgoing, so it's still big time heating. This is going to continue to go up. Excited. Stay tuned. Alrighty, so it's about 4, and you can see the shadow is just about to start creeping across it, and that's when the real direct sunlight really, you know, it's done with for the day. There will be sun on this for a little bit longer, probably another 20-30 minutes. The pump will probably run for another 20-30 minutes, but let's go check it out. I got a feeling we're in good shape. So remember, 74.5. What we started today? Oh, the dump load controller's kicking on. I did forget to mention that there is help from the dump load. So there's a DC hot water element in this tank, and that gets power from the dump load controller that's clicking on and off right now. Right now we're at 114.4. Incoming water is still hotter than the outgoing water, so it's still technically heating right now. And with the dump load, it's clicking on and off fast. In the middle of the day, it clicks on and holds for a couple of minutes, but well, we're down to 990 watts incoming from solar and nothing from wind. So with the 600 watt dump load, as soon as it engages, it dips the volts down to 27 pretty fast. So it's the electrical part of the system isn't doing a lot anymore. It's pretty much just all solar. Yeah, the lines are hot though, so she's still technically heating. We'll probably get up to 116, I'd bet, but I'm gonna go ahead and call that a success. That's 50 degrees, or 40 degrees. Oh, dumb. Almost exactly 40 degrees in one day, with zero footprint on the grid, zero emissions from the wood burner. Oh, 114.6, so it's officially over 40 degrees. That's just straight solar power. There hasn't been any wind today, so nothing from the turbine. Just completely from the solar thermo panel, and then spillover from the solar electric panels. brought 40 gallons of water up 40 degrees. That's way hot enough to you know, take 2-3 showers, do the dishes tomorrow, and we'll probably be, when we can get it up to 110 or better, it retains the temperature really good through the night. If we only get it up to 100, it seems like it soaks down to 70 something every single night, and the next morning, you know, it's got to start back from 70 something. If we can start back from 80 or 90 tomorrow, this is going to be like 120, 125. So the new box is definitely working, and the added 80 feet is definitely working. You know, 5 degrees is a big deal for us. That was worth all the work, and I know this turned into a long video, so if you stuck it out to the end, thank you. This is practical stuff, you know, we're in the Midwest. But I don't want to burn wood all summer just to keep the wood, or keep the water hot. So that's our solution, and it works good. So, holy moly, she's spinning. It's probably only making 5-10 watts. Thanks for watching. God bless you.